A moment. I don't know why.
Yeah, please, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry about that. My laptop was on mute, so
Oh,
okay.
that's fine. We are very, very happy to have you here. So I would go straight. Once again, I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone who have joined us for this evening session. And welcome once again to the Global Leaders of Change. This is an online program that aims at focusing on the competence that we have as youth and developing them so that we can be able to contribute meaningfully to our society and also to better ourselves as individuals. So today we have a resource person, and she's named Christabel Odonkor, and she holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Development Communication from the Africa University College of Communication. And she focuses on identifying, analyzing community problems, and developing pragmatic and sustainable solutions to help curb or eradicate socioeconomic challenges. She is practicing communication professional with She's a practicing communication professional with over 5 years experience in public speaking, emceeing, conference moderating, and TV presenting, content creation, and hosting. Christabel has garnered achievement to include Ghana International Model United Nations Conference 2020, Honorary Mention Award recipient and Most Diplomatic Delegate, UNFPA Committee, the STEM Woman Project 2020, Tertiary Women Award, Newcastle Tertiary Student of the Year Award recipient, and UMB Tertiary Award 2020 Female Television Presenter of the Year. She is enthusiastic about community development, and she is continually seeking to be a strong voice for the youth, especially the marginalized. As a result of this, her communal life over the years have been about serving in the capacity of a youth coach and transformational speaker, engaging in educational and impactful conferences that are focused on youth development and potential revival. She has gathered professional experience in sales and marketing, administration, client and customer service, leadership, and broadcast journalism.
This guy, break my heart. Man, you go chop myself.
Yeah, please, all those who are joining can actually, mute yourself. Okay. Okay, so I'll continue. Okay, so she has gathered professional experience in sales and marketing, administration, client and customer service, leadership, and broadcast journalism. She is passionate about the development of women and girls. Therefore, her role is as a content creator and a host of Relove TV, a YouTube channel where she educates, empowers, and advocates on issues affecting most especially the growth of the African women and the community as a whole. Her continuous interest for self and professional development have made her gain professional training and skill in the following areas: public management and leadership governance by Yale-wide Africa, conflict prevention and peace building for the youth in Ghana, emotional intelligence in leadership by Hika Ghana, and customer service focus, E2E customer focus, and media and communication career mentorship. Her appealing and distinguished personality coupled with passion and skill for coordinating position her as one of the professional skilled event MC for corporate events. She believes in the potential of African youth. So without much ado, Ms. Christabel Odonkor, we are very happy to have you here, and it's an honor to hear from you. And we are hoping that today's section is going to be very impactful. We will learn a lot from you, make notes to better our lives, especially as in how we communicate as leaders. So I'm actually giving you the platform, and it's an honor to do that. And we are ready to learn from you. Thank you very much, and please welcome again.
Wow, that was super amazing. Thank you so much, Ernest. Was all that for me? Was it really about me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And people, I am a very enthusiastic person. I'm like fire. Um, I like interactive sessions. So I would plead that I don't care where you are, whether it's dark or sunshine. I just want you to, I want to see your faces because I'm actually going to do this with you all. So if I don't see your face, I will not feel like, oh, the people are with me. So can we just turn our cameras on if you don't mind? Don't worry about where you are and how you're looking. It's really not that important. What is important is what we are about to talk about. Are we together?
Yes, we are
So
together.
thank you so much. And that's, oh, good. I can see Nicholas. Thank you, Dr. Nicholas is here. Thank you so much for making time to join us here. And thank you, such an honor to be the voice once again for the youth and be a voice of impact. I love impact. So how was everybody's day? I don't know, but I believe that all of us had a great day. I had a very busy day. I just finished with my fufu. I don't know what you took in though. So I had a very great day and I'm filled with the energy, and I know you are also filled with it too. So this is what we're going to do. We will jump in straight up to the business of today, knowing that everyone is fine. Please do not hesitate that if you have any question, you have anything you want to share, the chat session is there. You can always write it there. And less than myself, we will be monitoring to make sure that your voice, and everything is heard and we attend to you. You are our priority tonight. And so yeah. Ernest says, Ernest, what am I coming to talk about? Wait a minute, before we delve in, I really want to I will be sharing screen. Is it allowed, please, Ernest?
Yes, please, you can. Kindly go ahead.
Okay, so okay, let me get to my theme is the essence of communication skills for leaders. Okay. However, I have couched a sub theme from that. So I will be sharing screen very soon. Share screen. Where are we? Why can't I find my share screen? Okay. There we are. Let me put it. My goodness, I hope I'm on the right one. A moment, please. There we go. Before I just, okay, let me. I hope I'm showing the right slides. Oh, goodness me. Can you all see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, yeah. The essence of communication skills for leaders. How many of us are leaders on this platform? I mean, we can type it in. You can unmute yourself and share. I really want the interaction, so do not bother at all. One or two people can just give me a wave, or you can give me a wave, or so I see. How many of us are leaders? I can't see people's faces, so I don't even know whether they are here or not. And I can hear you. If you don't want me to see your face, you can just unmute yourself so that I can hear your voice at least. If you don't respond, I'm not moving. How many of us are leaders here?
I'm a leader. I'm sure everybody here is a leader.
Oh, you are sure, everybody? I'd like people to speak for themselves because this is so personal. You understand? Thank you very much.
I'm a leader. Yeah,
Who is that? Is that Jude? Yao, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That you are a leader. So we have Yao, leader Yao here with us. Thank you very much. And Jude as well. Dr. Nicholas is also a gargantuan leader. So now when we talk about leadership, what does it really mean to us? When we say someone is a leader, who is actually a leader? Yao, again, you said you're a leader. So I just want you to tell me what makes you a leader. I told you I'm going to have an interactive session. We are youth, so I don't want to have a boring session with you like lectures. You are not in lectures yet. So tell me, Yao, Yeah, you said you're a leader. Can you tell me just within 5 seconds what makes you a leader? What makes you think you are a leader or not?
What makes me okay? I don't want to use the word lead a team, but I guide a team. Let me
Okay.
put it that way. So I have a team that I guide. I don't want to use the word lead again, so I would prefer using I guide them. Yes.
You guide
And,
a team. You guide
yeah,
a team. That is
yeah.
amazing. Do we have, okay, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Miriam, can we hear from you? What makes you a leader? Is Miriam here with us?
Yes, Miriam is here with
Okay, Miriam,
everybody.
tell
I'm
us
not a
what makes
leader
you a
yet.
leader.
I'm not a leader yet. I hope to be one day, but
Oh, okay.
but
So
I
Miriam,
think
are you okay? So Miriam, I would like to find out from you. Are you the firstborn or secondborn or thirdborn of your family?
I'm the third and last born of my
Oh,
family.
the
Yeah.
third and the last born. Oh,
Yes, please.
that's awesome. Thank you very much. So Miriam
Yeah.
says that it's not a leader and she's looking forward to becoming one. So I believe after this session, we will actually find out whether she got her expectations met or not. And so now, thank you all for contributing, and others you can always put in the chat session. So I'll come to other people to contribute when it gets to the other factors. I know I told you this is just you and I. I'm not going to do the talking alone. So the next thing is that we are saying who is a leader, and why is it necessary for a leader to possess, a good communication skill? So in a brief definition, there are so many definitions for leadership, who a leader is. And I engaged it because I want everybody to be able to tell for themselves whether they are leaders or not. And that's why the first person said he believes that everybody is a leader on the platform. And I said, no, I want people to stand, because when you're able to stand for what you say you are, you're able to know how to go about it and defend it. So now in my definition, I go like a leader is equal to action, equal to impact. That's the simplest way I want to define a leader. So a leader is an individual or someone with leadership qualities. Okay, there are a lot of, today we're not talking about leadership. That's why I didn't dwell so much on that. With leadership qualities, these are people who do not want to sit and wait for actions. They are the ones who take actions, and their actions leads to impact, and the impact can be self-impact. So you are your own leader. You're a leader of your own self. That is why you're able to wake up to know what you want and what to go, how to get it, what and where you want to get in life. You are leading your life. You're leading your own self. So any action you take actually affects you. You are a leader of yourself. So Miriam, remember this. You may not have a group of people, you may not have an organization now, but you are a leader of your own life. And that is why the choices you make or unmake has the potential to affect your future. Now, they also make an impact to affect a communal impact. When I talk about communal, I'm simply talking about community. So these are people who are communal minded. They are not selfish. They are not thinking about only themselves. They are thinking about the community. When they see a problem in the community, it is their problem. They are always they are always thinking about how to be innovative, how to be creative, how to solve that problem here and there. So they are always communal minded. And then their action, which leads to impact, can also go to a national level. So that is why we have a governance system. We have the political leaders and all other leaders, civil servants, and everybody leading in the various departments and sectors just to run the nation to its development or to its success. Without leaders, the community would just everything will be in a chaos. I mean, everybody's just moving. It's just all mixed up. Leadership brings that there is this kind of organization, there is stableness, there is structure, there is formality, and what have you. And then there is also a global impact. So these are people, you can talk about people who are leading at the international front here and there. So it depends on where you are. You can start from self, then you move to your community, then you grow to national, then bigger stage, that's global. The whole world is actually enjoying the impact that you are creating as a leader. So I have beneath my slide that point, share your ideas too, because I wanted to understand what leadership means to you and how you understood it. And some people shared an idea of who they think they are as leaders. So thank you very much. Now let's move to communication, which is our main focus for today. Why communication? Why is it important? What exactly is even communication? So I don't know. Let me go back. People will steal my slide. I would like to engage you again. If Jude is here, Jude, can you tell us a little bit about what you know of communication? When we talk about communication, what does it mean? I mean, have you even heard about it before? Is this so? I mean, who is this one also calling himself or herself communication or it's self-communication? Jude, can you share an idea with us?
Okay. First of all, communication, how I understand communication is how you're able to how do I even say communicate an idea? What do I use in place of that word communicate? Like an idea. Making sure that
But you are doing well, keep saying it.
yeah, the idea you have, or the idea you have, or the perspective you are seeing, you're trying to put it in the minds of other people. That is basically how I see communication to be. You're trying to communicate. Oh, I can't
It's
get a
okay.
synonym for that.
Wonderful. You know, thank you so much, Jude. That was an excellent submission. So a round of applause for you. That's for you, Jude. I made you know, I love the words that you use, the ideas. There is also others. So it tells you that communication is from one point to the other. You are looking for a word to replace the word communicate. So it can be share and all that. So Jude, thank you so much for sharing your idea. And should I engage somebody else too? Then we go. Can we have a lady? Okay, let's hear from Benedict. Benedict, what do you understand by communication? Benedict, we can. Yeah. What do you understand by communication?
The communication is the transfer of information from one end to the other, and it should make a meaning. So that's what I understand by communication.
Fantastic, Benedict. Fantastic. A round of applause for yourself. You are super amazing. I love my audience, you know, because oh my goodness, they are always there. Thank you so much. So now let's find out what I also think about communication. Okay, are we together on this? I don't know why I can just okay, let me put you guys down. Okay. Now, like you all said, Benedict said is the transfer of information from one place or from one person to the other, if I had it right. And Jude also shared the sharing of ideas, communicating ideas from one place. It's just what it is. They've used all the necessary words that we need to know when it comes to the word communication. Just like when we talk about health or we talk about mathematics or we talk about music, there are various words that you will hear in the definition or in the submission, and then you know that okay, this is what they are referring to. This one belongs to this, this one belongs to this. When I talk about reproductive, when I talk about surgeon, when I talk about medicine, you know I'm referring to health. And so when you talk about sharing of ideas from one place to the other, or you hear the word encoding and decoding, they are actually talking about communication. And it is the transfer, just like our brothers and our brothers shared, is the transfer of information from one place to the other. So one person will encode and then the other person will decode. And in between that is something we call the noise. And noise happens, it can be, noise is not like noise, like somebody's making noise. Noise are things that distract the message in the middle, the message that is being passed, and noise can distract it. It can be that somebody didn't hear the word right. It could also be It could also be language barrier and a whole lot that has to do with it, but we are not going to that details now. So the sharing of information between different individuals or sources, it can be from individuals, it can be from sources, it can be from one website to the other, it can be from one medium to the other, which includes sharing of ideas, like Jude said, concepts. Maybe you have a concept and it's only known to you. If you've not told somebody about it, you've not communicated. And imaginations, behavior, sometimes we communicate through behaviors. That's why you hear things like gestures. People are gesturing, and something I'm most passionate about is sign language. People will be signing and talking. They're also communicating. The fact that you cannot hear words or sound doesn't mean that communication is not going on. And it can also be written. That's why we read newspapers, we read text messages. Somebody want to pass a message to you, like we were inviting you for this program. We had to send a flyer, we have to send a login details. Immediately you got that, you knew that this was what we were communicating to you. And here you are right now joining us. And it can be through images, written words, music. That's why certain people listen to music and they are crying, because it's communicating something to them. It can also be through emails. If you're a professional person or you are living in the corporate world, you know that emails are like the professional, the formal way of communicating in the office mostly. And then we have blogs, we have vlogs and a whole lot that have you. But one most important aspect of communication, which who was that? The last person I engaged, Benedict, said was meaning. Yes. When you communicate and there is no meaning, the person that is supposed to receive the message does not act, then it means that you've not communicated. You can make all the noise and say and speak all the nice English and look all beautiful and all of that, and use all the best grammars, but if the person or the end result for what you're communicating, if the person does not act or there's no impact from the communication, then know that no. If there's no meaning, know that you've not communicated. So until there is an action out of the communication, you can never say that you've communicated. No. So then why am I even saying that? And how can one make sure that they are really communicating? So that is where we upgrade or we advance in communication. We call something effective communication. Effective, just like having a life, but your life becomes more effective when it's actually bringing meaning to people and to yourself and the environment, the community, and the nation that you are serving. So the meaning of it. So how to get there is what we call the effective communication. But then before we get to the communication, this is something very unique. I guess you can also see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Great. So there's something unique I came across, and I loved it ever since I came across it. And do you know your unique communication style? So with that heading, you may be wondering, does everybody have a unique style of communicating? Yes, everyone does. Everyone does. Everyone has a preferred behavioral pattern for processing, responding, and acting on an information. So you realize that there are certain people you will just tell something to, and then they are not even getting it. Or you say A and they will give you a meaning of B. And sometimes you say something you don't really mean to offend someone, but by the time you realize they are offended or their response to it is not really the way you were expecting. It's because as people or as humans, we all have a preferred behavioral pattern. It is inbuilt within us. I have mine. I have a way that I process information. I have a way that I respond to information when it's been given to me. And I have a way that I act on it. One of my ways that I will share with you is that I'm a very, I'm an analytic, and also I like to ask a lot of questions. So we can be in the group and something is just told us, other people will keep quiet and be like, oh yes, sir, thank sir. But I am not, I'm absolutely not the one who will just keep quiet. I will keep quiet for some few minutes because I want to process the information. Then I'll think about it. Then you see me flowing with questions. You have to respond to me based on how it goes for me. Don't say that because A and B in the room did not respond, it means we are all together. We all understand. No, no, not at all. We are not in class where the teacher will say, do you understand? Everybody will say yes. That thing is so bad. We do this and then we actually grow with it as young leaders. And this is what affects us when we are in the midst of, when we are governing our subordinates or our organization or our group. And it affects us so much. So now some quickly, so to identify yours, you realize that there are certain people who are quickly or instantly respond to information, and others will take time to process it. You may be like, ah, this person cry, she's indecisive or he's indecisive. I told her or I told him this matter or yesterday or 1 hour ago, until now she hasn't made a decision. Wait, she's different. The way before arriving on a decision. Others will start with a background story of a preamble. I don't know if you've ever met such people. Before they will tell you something, they'll now go, you may think they are beating around the bush, but no, we are different because our behavioral patterns, our psychological way of responding to things are totally different. So as leaders, when we get to know this, it helps us to identify all these traits in our subordinates and know which best practice to use in terms of communicating with them so that everyone in the room can feel heard, appreciated, and action can be taken collaboratively. So we have this 4 unique type. Find yourself where you think you identify. We have the direct style, communication style. These are people who are focused and results oriented. For them, when you want to tell them, sir, please, yesterday the books that we had were about 350 and the woman didn't want to give it to me and I have to, they will just go like, so what happened? They just want the end result. They don't need all those, I believe you may have met somebody like that in your life before. Those people just want the figures, the direct, the impact. They are not interested in what have you around it. We have the supportive people. Now, these people need more clarification, ask all the questions. So I happen to be one of this. And so these are people that when you say the thing, you are expecting that because you've said it, everybody should agree. But they will now be asking you a lot of questions. Sometimes you may, if you don't take as a leader, you may be offended because some of the questions, because you may think they are either childish or they are not necessary, you don't want to answer. You are furious. You don't have to respond in that way. You have to have the mindset that this is a different category of person and how he or she is responding. So you need to support them. That's why they are called the supportive people. And then we have the third one, which is the initiators or initiating people. These are people who are more of the storytellers. I fall under this as well. And they kind of like, they are emotional. They say words, they talk with emotions. If you don't take care, and you don't know how to respond and talk to these people, you may be offending them so much. And we have all this category of people under us as leaders. So you have to really know, they are very emotional, like they add emotions to things a lot. And when they are talking about how the child fell in the gutter, you actually feel like you were there because they'll tell you all the story. They'll move you. They are very connective people. And then we have the analytical. They are precise and disciplined. They are also more like the direct people. They don't actually like beating around the bush, blah, blah, blah. Like they are just, those people are what sometimes people refer to as, hey, this person, she's onion nice. We have those people, they are very disciplined. Like their A is A, their B is B. That their lifestyle as people affect their communication style and then how they respond to things. So, and as leaders, we have all these people in our category. So knowing all these things would help us to know how to respond. But then the tip about this is that do not get it wrong that, okay, I am only direct. Okay, I am only supportive. Okay, I'm only initiating. No, everyone can be the 4, a combination of all the 4, depending on the circumstance and the situation and the information. I can be direct when a circumstance comes in. I want to take a certain decision per what is being talked about. And I can be supportive per what is happening, and I can be initiative. But among all the four, there is a predominant one that I find myself like more. But then per the circumstance that you find yourself, people can switch. So it's important that as leaders, we get to know more about our subordinates or the people we are leading, so that we will not say words which will not mean to harm, but will lead to harm. And then our followers will think, as for this leader, dear, only your casa anyhow. Are we together? So now, how then do we achieve all these things? There's something I talked about called the effective communication. The effective communication. And as people who want to become, who want to be leaders, want to be heard, want to do right, and all of that, how do we achieve this? So this is it. Effective communication is the pivot to attaining development in any sphere. So when I talk about development, I don't know what you understand by development, but development is meaning, action oriented, something that brings meaning, something that brings positive change and impact. So it can be personal development, communal development, or it can be national development or group development, whatever it is. If you have a vision, if you attain it, it's called development. You've developed. But if you are still marking time because you people, your communication is not working, then you know that you are not you are not developing, you are retrogression, and that is not effective. Now, individuals in leadership position must habitually, the word is habitually, practice effective communication skills with their subordinates or team in order to attain success in whatsoever project they set before them, as well as demonstrate great self-confidence. So as a leader, your communication style will tell me whether you are even confident in yourself, and as well as the group and the project that you are taking. If your communication style is not good, just imagine the people are not motivated. So a leader comes in and everybody is shaking like, tomorrow we have to go to Pediasi and it's not working. It's not working. Nobody, there's no confidence in it. You have to speak with boldness. Let the people believe that what your projects you are up to, it's something you know that the results will be positive. So you speak with that, and it has to be a habit. It has to be a habit. So a habit is something that you practice every time. You need to be consistent with it, because if you are not consistent, it actually affects you as a leader. It tells a lot about you. So you have to be effective and habitual with it. Now, how do you do? So we have various types of effective communication. You can communicate verbally. So effective verbal communication incorporates the use of interpersonal skills, clarity of voice, and perceptions and listening skills of the recipient. So when we talk about interpersonal skills, it's something personally I love so much. Interpersonal skill is that when you are talking with people, there are things you have to do. You cannot be talking with me and with confidence and you are looking elsewhere. It tells a lot. I mean, even as a leader, if you go out there, you are pitching for opportunities, or you want to meet some great man, or you want to meet a role model, and you don't know how to communicate, trust me, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. So your interpersonal skills must be there. That is, your interpersonal skills, it consists of even your personality, how you talk, how you look at the people, how you shake hands. All those things are there. The words, how you form your words. Don't be using big grammars to say you can communicate. I'm sorry. If you're a grammarian, congratulations. But if you're not, please, English is very simple. Keep it simple so that everybody can hear you. Communicate with clarity. Because if you're not clear, I don't know what you are saying. You are using big grammar and the words are dancing like this and you want me to understand, that'll be a problem. So people will not be interested in listening to you. You are not igniting anything. Your voice should be clear. Don't be, what at all are you saying? What at all are you saying? Eh? And the perception behind your communication and your message should also be clear. Your listening skills of the recipient, will come there, should also be there. So we'll talk about effective listening. You have to make sure that your listening skills should also be effective. Communication is not all about bringing out. It's also about keeping quiet and making use of this one, the ear. Mouth, ear, mouth, ear, because it's speaking, listening, and bringing back. So if your ears are shut and it's only your mouth, I'm sorry, you'll be a very bad communicator. You'll not be effective as a leader. So nonverbal communication include body language. I said it, even how you shake your hands, body language, your facial expressions. You people can see that in my presentation. I'm making use of gestures because I'm used to it. I do this a lot. Your facial expressions and actions. You are speaking about something and you are just there like that. I beg you be moo. I beg you know, it doesn't help. As youth, we are vibrant, we have all the energy. So you make sure that your body language is speaking the same language that your mouth is also speaking. And your facial expression, smile, confidence, smile, be bold about it. If you grimace your face, what people call frown, and you are talking to me or you've done your face up, it tells me you are not interested in what you are even bringing to me. So as a leader, you are before your group, you are before your people. As a leader, if you are the senior of your family, you are even a leader. As a leader of your own self, how do you speak to yourself when you wake up in the morning? How do you look at yourself? You are just body gestures, your actions. We are watching that. There are people who watch they said action speaks louder than words. There are people who watch your actions more than even what you are saying. So you need to be very careful about it. It leads to actions and desirable change. And then we talk about poor communication leads to misunderstandings, potential problems at work. You know, if you don't communicate well, of course, people will not get the message. People will just give different meaning to what you are saying. And even in your relationships, those that are, you know that in your relationship, communication is key in relationships. If you are not communicating, the relationship is about to fall. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the truth. It's about to fall. Because for you to know your partner, know everything, it has to be communication. So with your group as a leader, to keep that relationship with your subordinates, with the people you are actually leading, the people you are serving, if you are not communicating, the relationship will fall. And when there is no relationship, there is no growth. There is no growth. And in larger global arenas, effective communication is very, very important. Now, how to achieve effective communication? I know I've said much about it and you're wondering, how then do I get it? The first thing to do, number one, is to practice what we call the effective listening as a leader. I told you before, make sure that your ears, everybody hold your ears and tell yourself, my ears should do more than my mouth, or learn to balance both your ears and your mouth. Balance it. Don't let it be just your mouth running blue, 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 blue. No. Listen to people, and effective listening is not when people are talking and you are interrupting. They have something they want to share with you. Please be quiet. Anchor yourself. Listen. Be open to listen. Don't say and don't have a prejudiced mind for what they're about to tell you. So when they start, you say, and I know, no. A leader does not do that. Whatever you think you know, just keep it within you and listen to them. Listen. Don't always do the talking. Anytime you get opportunity to speak to a group of people, being it a meeting, being it a family, being it your sister, whatever, after talking, give chance to listen. Get to hear what they also have to say about what you've said or what they've heard. So there are certain questions we ask to find out whether we've communicated or not. And the answers that comes is what we analyze to know whether the message has brought meaning or not. Please practice effective listening by keeping shut, listen without prejudice, Don't be, when I'm talking to you, your mind is here, you are pressing your phone, the person is talking to you about pressing issue, and you are holding your phone. You are telling the person that your phone is more important than what they are sharing with you. Somebody's talking to you, you are listening, and you are watching somewhere. You are telling the person that they are not important, you are not interested in what they are saying, and it's not necessary. So your mind is divided. You need to give undivided attention, unprejudiced mind. No, don't have anything in your mind. Be open-minded. I am spending much time on this because that is the key to achieving effective communication. The fact that you know how to pour out, you should know how to bring in so that you can bring out better. The other thing to do is know the audience or the team culture. As a public speaker myself, it's very important. Know the audience. There are things that your team members may, some of them may have certain cultures, certain things may not work for them. You need to know that. Be interested in the welfare of your people. Know things about them. Until you get to know them better, you can never be able to relate to them better, build good relationship, and communicate better and achieve better. Because communication is the pivot of everything. If you don't communicate the project to us, we will not know. If you don't tell us we are failing, we will not know. If you don't tell us we are actually achieving, we will not know. So it's very important that we know the audience. No, there are certain words you shouldn't use. If you know in your group you have people who probably have been abused, people who have certain backgrounds, or people who are, they maybe in terms of international culture and all of, you have to make sure that you have what we call the cultural tolerance. If you ever work in the international organizations or in the international sectors or area or space, you realize that this is something that they do not joke with at all. And as leaders, I know that most of us are aspiring to create change to that wing of, international borders. Whether we want to go to school outside, whether we want to do whatever, we are leaders and we are growing, we are adapting. It is very important to have this tolerance, cultural tolerance, and get to know audience so that we don't use certain words that to you may sound funny, but to your audience or to your subordinates, it's not. You may go and be bruising their wounds. You may be pouring petrol in their fire. You don't want to be that leader that is not, sensitive to their issues. So please be very careful and know what is accepted and what, hand gestures in certain cultures. When you use the left, it's an insult, but in certain cultures, you can use both and it's fine. So all those things come under the culture and knowing your audience, know the category. If they are youth, if they are children, if they are elderly people, know how to address them, what to say. If your project is about elderly people in the community or they are local people, they are traditional people, they can speak English like you, know them so that you know which words and how to go about it, so that you don't end up using your book long to disgrace your own self. It's very important. Now you have clarity of voice, tone, mood, and message. You should not be too high when you're communicating. I mean, too high. Personally, let me use myself. I'm a soprano singer. So you can imagine we are the E who never ends. So I have a very high note person. And then, we have people who are low, that they are saying something you can't even hear. Please, if you are too high, you make noise, like the actual noise, and people will not get the message. The clarity will be out of it. There is something you have to call balance. Those think that you are too aggressive, people will just misread your actions. And if you are too low, it will stand that you lack self-esteem and self-confidence. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in what you are bringing to us, communicating to us as a leader, and you want us to buy into it. No. So you now have to balance, be in between, be in the range, so that people can hear the message, get the connection, the mood, sets the tone well. If I tell you, hey, yo, I mean, I shouted right now, your heart, like you, or if I tell you, foolish boy, I mean, you see, I'm saying the same, and I'm going to be like, foolish boy. You realize that the first one sound more angry, but the one, hey, foolish boy, what do you it's like we are playing, like the tone is a bit down. So you may say the same thing, but if the tone shifts, like differs, I'm sorry, it will bring a different meaning, and your whole project, your whole message, your whole whatever it is that you're communicating will just go in vain. You wouldn't want to do that. And then learn the tactics of storytelling. Storytelling is one of my greatest things that I love. It's a powerful means to command interest. As a leader, when you group your people together and you are speaking to them, whatever, or when you project, you've gone to a community and you are speaking, you are creating an awareness, you're educating people, or whatever it is, or you're engaging people in a webinar like what I am doing, and you are super boring, and it's all about, people will not listen to you. You give a background, storytelling. It's a storytelling, you know the tactics of storytelling. That's the same method you use to get the people. If your message is centered on health, you can tell connect to, you already know that they'll connect to you move from one pace to the other, to get the audience together, get their interest. When they hit you and all their attention and everything is turned to you, then you boom, you hit them with a message and you are right to go. So when I began by telling people what I ate today and all of that interactive. They are all to tell you that I want you all on board. And I just wanted you to also feel that, okay, she just ate, that kind of thing. It makes it more, it brings you together. That's another aspect of it. And then be very, very positive in your approach, in a sense that when you are communicating and you are negative, I am so sorry. I mean, people will not be able to relate to you. You need to be positive, even if the message is not good. There's a way of giving a bad news to people. There's a way to go about it. Let's say that somebody lost their mother or something, and you want to tell them something. There's a way to go about it. So you need to be positive in your approach. So if you are negative, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work one bit. Learn to be positive. Then what do we do? Being positive means being optimistic. Be positive about, this one will work. This one will work. Don't be like, I deal with what I'm even telling you. I'm not even sure whether we can achieve it or not. I'm sorry. The people will lose interest and you will lose it yourself as a leader. The next thing to do is persuasive to ignite the spirit within your team to achievement. So you need to be persuasive. When it's like, most of the times people think that being persuasive is only for market or sales people. It is for every leader, because as a leader leading a group, you have a project, you have things that you want to achieve. And whilst you're communicating it, you need to bring the team on board. You need to have them all together. And if you're not persuasive, you are not igniting that spirit within them, that motivation. Every member of the team have things like they are connected to the project, but there is something you can do to bring them more. You may find out that Abena may like the project more because she has a background story to it, or Amma may like the project more because there's somebody affected in her family, or this person wants to make change, or this person, connect those dots. They are soft spots. Be persuasive. Talk about it, believe in it, speak about it. You know what, people, we can eradicate malaria in our community. I believe it because you have what it takes. Because you, Abena, you've always been wishing to do, you bring them on board. It brings that team spirit. But if you are always, you are not too sure about it, you just leave the thing ajar. I'm sorry, all those communication, all those projects, everything will not be achieved. Adaptability, another one. That goes in hand with the cultural thing. If you're not able to adapt as a leader, you have to be able to accept change. Yes. Don't say everything I've said is correct. Let me speak to you. So when you have to even practice effective listening and listen to other people, you are not interested in that. Do not say that. Do not say that. You have to be able to accept change when it comes, because people will contribute to what you've communicated. You'll find yourself at various places that your communication style, remember what we learned already about the 4 unique styles, may not fit in at that moment for someone or for yourself. Be ready to adapt, to accept change, what is new. This goes away of even not just the verbal communication. Now, the forms of communication have changed from traditional to digital. And how many, I mean, people are on WhatsApp, but there are people who say, me, I will not be on WhatsApp. I'll not be on social media. I'll not, because it's demonic, a whole lot of things. Or it's bury me data. Be ready to, this is another form, another means of communicating with a global audience, with your team, with the whole lot. We having a webinar, it's a form of, we having a different kind of communication. We are having this via Zoom. We should have been physical. We were used to the physical, but look at what COVID brought us. So be ready for change. The next thing is be present with your message. Do not be absent. Yes, yeah, I'm talking to you now, then I'm looking somewhere. Be present with your message. Be present with your message. Would you take me serious at all? Be there, be in your message, be there, be inside, be there. Be communicating what you are standing for. Don't be saying something and your mind is elsewhere. You will not, if you don't take it, you will miss it. You will say something you are not supposed to say, and it will bring an entirely different result because the people have already accepted it. So be present so that you can be conscious of your words, knowing the kind of audience and followers you have. As an MC, I engage a lot of people, and mostly I engage a very high profile people. And you may be wondering, and these are people from different backgrounds, different categories, sometimes different political arenas, different countries. And I am able to, maneuver my way. And at the end of it, all of them are saying the same thing. Oh, excellent, excellent. This is because I know the people, I know my audience, and I am present in my message. So I am conscious of all of them. I am looking at them, but they don't know I'm looking at them. So I get to pick people who are not maybe okay with how I am going, my tone, my pace, and all of that. Then I engage them differently based on what I have observed. So when you're having a meeting as a group, you have to even observe all these things. Be open-minded. Don't make yourself rigid. Hello. Be open-minded. Being open-minded tells that you're someone who, as a leader, you want to learn. You know that what you are bringing out, what the communication you are bringing out, there is somebody who will decode it, and then they'll bring you a response. So when they bring you the response, you are open-minded to the extent that you are not offended. You don't think they are challenging you, but rather you are seeing that as an opportunity to grow, and also their opportunity to access their interest in the program or the project or whatsoever, or the message you are given. So be open-minded, open your mind to new things. Things you don't know, when people share with you, please appreciate it. Say thank you to them. Tell them, oh, I didn't know about this. Thank you for sharing it. Don't think you know it all, because what you think you know, it's an outmoded knowledge for somebody. So open your mind, open your mind. Your subordinates know things that you also do not know. It's the same way you also know things they don't know. So exchange, that's why it's communication. Don't be the leader who have the meeting and it's only you who speaks. When you are done, nobody talks again. Who are you leading? Is it autocratic? Who? It is no more in the system. The very two thing is empathy. This is something that personally I love so much. Empathy. Empathy is having a connection, having an understanding for people that you are relating to. If I am an empath, that's why I know this. If you are not empathetic as a human being, as an individual, and most importantly, as a leader in your family, in your community, in your group, in your church, in your organization, then you've missed the dot. then I don't know why you are even a leader. And I don't know what you are even trying to achieve. Because empathy is the ability to understand people without bias, understand their situation. This is what we call be in their shoes, stepping in their shoes, understanding. So when people come and they are sharing their stories or they are giving you a feedback of what you've communicated, be empathetic enough to know where they are coming from, get their understanding, get their background, get their culture, get what it is that is important to them, so that together you can have a balanced conclusion. Instead of thinking that you know it all. You may hurt people if you don't have empathy. Your words can just go like that. If you have empathy, before you speak as a leader, you sharpen it or you sharpen it. You sharpen and you sharpen so that when it goes, it doesn't become a sharp sword piercing the hearts of people, because words are powerful. You can lead your team to achieve when you speak good words, and you can lead them not to be there when you speak bad words. So be empathetic, be understanding. Be understanding. Those who cannot speak blah, 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 there is a way to have what we call the silence meeting with them and get their ideas too. Empathy is different from sympathy. Please get this. Empathy is different from sympathy. The other thing is delegation. Most of the times as leaders, when we are communicating ideas or projects or we want to make a change, we think it's all about us. Don't let it be centered on you, because it's not about you. Being a leader is about service. And if you're not ready to serve your subordinates, then I don't know. So I'm a Christian, so I'll take it from the Christian point of view. When Jesus Christ was leaving the earth, we already, if you read that aspect of the Bible, the last supper, he washed the feet of his disciples. That was an epitome of leadership. He was teaching them service. Service. As a leader, you are coming down to the people, the level of the people. So now, what does that have to do with delegation? As a leader, communicate to your people in a way that you can delegate power for them to lead the project, lead what you are doing without you not necessarily being involved, but rather you will be behind, giving them the right motivation, believing in them to do it. But if you don't communicate the right things to them, they will end up failing and you will use it against them again. As for you, everything you do, you fail. How do you think I'll feel if I'm your leader, if I'm your subordinate and you do this to me? But if you believe in me and you give me the opportunity to also lead a project or contribute or do this or do that, you delegate power and you communicate with me effectively all the time. What I don't know, I can come to you and say, sir, I didn't get this one clear. Can you help me with it? And you are ever ready to support me. It means you are interested in my growth. And every subordinate, every leader, every young sister or brother, everybody that is under you would love a leader like that. A leader who is not of himself. When he speaks, his speeches are for the people to take action. And the action, he himself is not so much involved, but the people can take it even at his absence. And the end result will be celebrated collaboratively. So learn to delegate power. The last thing, probably, if I'm not getting it, the last thing before we go to the benefit, which is the last slide, is what we call positivity. Be positive. We've talked about it. It was there. Optimism. Be positive when you're communicating with your subordinates, your younger sister, your own self, because I told you you're a leader of your own self. Be positive. Don't be using negative words on people. Don't use it and say, I was just joking. Who are you joking with? Do you know the person you are talking to? Today, they are your subordinates. Tomorrow, you may not know where you will see them. So when any time opportunity comes for you to lead as a leader, and you are communicating, because your leadership, for it to be successful or not, depends on the communication style, make sure you are positive-minded. Always motivate your leaders. Why is it that sports, if you've been on the internet or whatever, you see most of the time sports time or international sports, when you see it, most of the time the football, American football, b-ball and all of that, you see it. Most of the motivational or workouts at gyms. Why is it that you hear them using it for motivational words, because words bring out the best in us. Everybody is ignited with words. When you tell a child you can be, oh, that child is the happiest. So as an elder brother or elder sister, what are you speaking as a leader into your younger siblings? Every day you are telling them omabon. Every day you are telling them they are stubborn. Every day you are telling them they are good for nothing. And you think they will even respect you as the leader? You think they will appreciate you? No, you have to be positive with your words, with your group. Even when you are failing in the group, don't pinpoint someone and say, Ajua, you are the reason why we didn't succeed in that project because you delayed. Bring the team together, speak positive words, and teach them to be speaking positive words to one another. Communication. It should be positive because it will yield positive result. You don't want to end up being that leader that anytime people are coming near, they don't even want to pick your calls. They don't want to hear from you. It's holiday and it's the happiest time of their life. No, it's very important we do that. So you may be wondering, so this our last slide, then we are done. You may be wondering, all this, what benefit would it even bring to me as a leader? One, it builds trust. It builds trust because if you're able to communicate with me or with your subordinates, with your younger sisters, siblings, with your family, with your group, and you communicate effectively, you tell it as it is, you say the truth, integrity, you open up the conversation, you tell them about the project, you let everybody involved. When you are failing, you let them know you are failing. When you are all achieving, you let them know you're achieving. It builds trust. They begin to trust you as a leader. And the leader who has trust from your followers, you are the most successful leader on earth. If your followers don't trust you, I am sorry. I am sorry. It's the same thing in a relationship. When your partner doesn't trust you, what's the essence of the relationship? What is it leading to? Ask yourself. So it is important that we build trust and instill motivation. Yes, the next thing it does is it instills motivation. When you're communicating with me, you are positive about your words. Your interpersonal skills are on track. You look me to the face while talking to me, and you use the right words. You bring me on board. You practice active listening. You listen to where I am also not comfortable with. I ask questions. You answer me politely. The ones you don't have answers to, you even do it. You answer me politely that you don't have answers to. You are motivating me to become better as a follower and to become a good replacer when you are not there. I can be there. When Jesus Christ left, who took over? The disciples, Paul, and all those people. I'm using the Christian, sorry though, but that's because I'm coming from the Christian background. You understand? So it's very important. And without motivation, we cannot achieve because we need to be motivated so that we will believe in what we are doing and we will give our all. Even when it is hard, we will give our all. I remember when I was working with one of the advertising companies in Ghana here, DDP, I know probably most of you may have known them. Those who do the big balls and the billboards and all of that. We had a sister company called Inside Grid. And I could remember we do printouts and stuffs. There are times when clients will bring we should print 3,000 whatever aprons here and there. My brothers and sisters, we never came home. We will go to the printing press. That was the one at Kingsby. I've forgotten their name before. It's been a long time. We'll go there, we'll go and be sleeping. We are waiting, we are sleeping. We get home, we'll come back home around midnight, and in the morning we have to go back. Our team was small, but with our leader, we were super motivated to go the extra mile. We were not being given part-time, but we were super motivated because of the kind of relationship we had with him and how he took his leadership. So we were ready to spend the night at appointed time printing, be there be dozing off waiting for printout. Some were rejected. We have to go back whilst people were sleeping. That is how far leadership of motivation can get you. Help team members remain focused, if it on goals and outcomes. If you don't communicate, how would the team members know that this is what they are supposed to do? They will just be doing everything, manya, poto, like that. So this will help team members to remain focused on their goals and outcomes, so that they know that this is what we are all working on and we are all on the same page. I keep asking, are we together? This is something I always say. If you've ever been at any of my events, I mean, you will hear this a lot. I always ask this because I want us to be, on the same. The fact that right now I'm the only person doing the talking, I'm not comfortable with it though, but I can only understand. You understand? So it helps us to be focused on our goals and outcomes. The other thing is that it promotes collaboration among team members and between teams. So if there is effective communication style practiced by the leader, it's dwindled down to the team members. They also practice it among themselves. So if you have groups, they'll also encourage one another to be communicative effectively with one another. But when the team leader is doing the members who are also doing B, everybody is looking, look. Nobody is interested in what is going on. Some team members think they are better off than the other. You don't want to have that kind of group. You don't want it. You don't. Forge the collaboration. All the things you want to achieve in your team, it is all based on effective communication. But if you're not able to do it, it will go a very long way to affect the achievements of the goal or the team, and even your family and with your own self. Your own self, you have the team of your mind, you have the team of your desires, your vision. And when you are able to collaborate between your mind, your desire, and your actions, you are able to achieve. So self-leadership, communal leadership, national leadership, and global leadership, you need communication. The last but one is that it ensure communication channels between team members and managers remain open and effective. If you encourage this kind of communication, you know that the communication channel, as in whether you are using emails, whether WhatsApp, whatever means that you communicate, team members know they can always reach you. But if it becomes so rigid that it's only email that people can talk to you and in a certain style, and apart from that, nothing, those who cannot even use email think that they will not be able to reach to you. And when people don't give you feedback as a leader, when you communicate, I'm sorry, you've not communicated. Communication without feedback or meaning or impact is no communication. You've not communicated anything. You've not done anything. You just went to speak blah, 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 blah. That's all. Nobody heard anything. Nobody took action. Nobody was whatever. So even me, what I'm doing now, when I'm done, I have to assess your feedbacks as to whether I communicated on the theme or not. And then the last one is that it increases the productivity of the team members. Yes, it increases the productivity of the team members. If you want to be productive to yourself, if you want to be productive in your family, if you want to be productive in your communal group or your national group or whatever it is, you need to practice effective communication. That's the only way, because when everybody's on board, everybody's bringing feedback, everybody's sharing ideas, everybody is engaged, everybody feel heard, everybody feel like they are part of it, appreciated and motivated, you will be able to achieve productivity, which is the end goal of everything you are yearning to do, everything you are yearning to achieve or to do as a group or as a person. And on that note, I would like to say thank you all for listening to me. I don't know. I'm yet to find out whether I communicated or not, since we are talking about effective communication. Whilst I'm talking, I know some people were judging, trying to see if what I was saying was actually being practiced by my own self here and there. So I'm yet to find out from you. It's been amazing knowing that you all made time, to listen to me. And those are we could say a lot. We can actually say quite a lot, but I just wanted to keep it this, simple and precise for us for today. And then another time, I am sure that we will do more. So on that note, I say thank you, and this is it. What do you also have to share with me? So what do you also have to share with me is my last thing, which have to do with what do you think about the presentation? What is your take home? What are some of the questions you have, and what is it? So yeah, I think I'm done. Maybe I'm going to leave it up for Ernest. Ernest, are you going to handle that session, or we should just
Yeah,
continue like?
Christabel. Yeah, so I think we are now into the Q&A session. So what will happen is that if anybody has a question, you can kindly put up your hand, and when you are done, we will call you to ask. Yeah, or if you have something to share as well, you can do that.
Yeah. So what do you have to share with us?
But I would like to give a remark personally. It has been a very insightful presentation for me, and it has exposed me to other things that you made mention of in terms of how to communicate and the kind of communication style.
Okay.
Those who are direct, those who are kind of supportive in how they communicate. And I think it was an eye-opener for me. So thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that's one feedback. So please, if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself as well. And if I don't hear from people, I'm actually going to call people, unless people want to say that I actually didn't communicate. Remember, if there are no feedbacks, there are no questions and stuff, it means that we didn't communicate. There wasn't meaning. So does that mean it's only Ernest who heard what I said? Are we together?
Yeah, I can see a hand up. Okay, so Holali, please, you can go ahead.
Olali, please unmute yourself, and you can
Okay.
share. Yeah.
Okay, good evening, everyone. And first of all, I'd like to say very beautiful presentation, and I actually enjoyed it. I'm at a capacity building seminar right now, and most of the things you shared was what they shared today about communication. So I'd like to say a very big thank you for sharing that. And I don't know if you could throw a bit more light on the type of leadership. Like I joined late. I saw some part you said you have direct and all. I couldn't get that precisely. So if you could share, throw a little light on it.
Okay, so that was, thank you very much, Olali. That was the type, not the type of leadership, because today we are not talking so much about the leaders. So I am focusing on the communication styles. So that was on the unique four. I call it the unique four, the types of communication styles of people. Every individual you meet, everybody has a unique style that they communicate. So we call them the unique four. We have, and this thing is as a result. Can you see my screen still, Olali?
Yes, please, I can.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, so I think you can be reading along. So that has to do with the fact that everybody has a preferred behavioral patterns for processing, responding, and acting on an information. So when I tell you something or I share an idea, whether by image, by vlog, by blog or blog, music, whatever, speech, written, words, poetry, they are all message, they are all communications, like a message I'm bringing. When I share that to someone I'm talking to, so in communication, we have the encoder and the decoder. So the encoder is the one bringing the message. The decoder is the one trying to decode what I have said and bringing meaning. So right now, I am the encoder. I'm speaking to you, and you are decoding what I'm saying to you. So or the sender and the recipient. Let me use that simple word. So the sender and the recipient, we have 4 types of recipients as individuals, which we should always know: the direct people, the supportive people, the initiators, and then the analytical people. So just like the name, it's just what it is. These are not like people as in human being, but they are behavioral patterns. They are psychologically in tune as to what makes us and how we respond to things and how what things means to us. So we have the direct and results oriented. Those are the people, like for instance, when you want to share an information with them and it has to do with numbers and or the failures and something didn't go well, and then you come, sir, please, yesterday I met the dean, and the dean said the students were not around, and now because of that they couldn't print the books, and they don't want that. They don't want all those unnecessary informations. All they want is what was the impact. So maybe the focus is they didn't print the books. Just tell that person is they didn't print the books. That's it. So they will end up, you may be a supportive person, and then they'll respond. They may be a direct person. The recipient can be a direct person, and then they'll respond straight up. And then you may think that, this person, they don't know how to talk. They are, on your casa, you know, there is a name people have been calling those people. On your casa, like on functioning crowd, on how would they even, like, they don't even on sugar coating, and I say, those people, they don't have time for jokes. They are direct. So give them what they need. So if you know your leader's style also, or you know those people's style, you know that when you are talking to them, whether you're having a one-on-one with them, you know how to go about it. When they do wrong, know how to attack it. Don't now go and be beating around the bush. And then we have the supportive, need more clarification. So just like the name, these are people who need more clarifications. They will ask all the questions in the world, like myself, because I'm someone personally that, I don't know, maybe because I'm communication enthused. I don't want to misunderstand people, misrepresent people. Neither do I want that for myself. I always want clarity. I always want clarity. So I'm always asking questions. When you tell me Kofi is a boy, I don't say Kofi is a boy, then I go, no. I'll ask you, why are you saying Kofi is a boy? What makes Kofi a boy? And why? What is the Kofi is a boy going to achieve? What's the essence of it? Because I want to know the essence of your message so I can respond perfectly. If I don't know, I'll say something you actually not want, and then you misjudge me and I'll be misrepresented. So at the end of the day, there's miscommunication, misunderstanding, and everybody feel like, oh, I wasn't heard, I wasn't appreciated. But that's not the case. So when people ask more questions, or you find yourself with a team and there's one person who likes to ask questions, please be supportive enough to answer them. If you don't have answers, there is a way to go about it. As leaders, sometimes you can go for a school tour or a group of people, you are standing before them, you've gone to speak, and then they ask you a question, you don't have answers to. There is a way to go about it to say that, oh, I don't have answers, but next time I'll do, or probably that hasn't clicked my mind. I think I'll do a more research on that. But don't make it look like the questions they are asking is irritating you, or they think they are the only people who have gone to school before or whatever. Be very careful about that. You may hurt the ego or the feelings of people, and you shut them down forever. They will never contribute again. They will never talk to you. They will never share ideas when you have meetings. They will not say anything. And then we have this initiative. These are the initiators. These are people who, before they will tell you something, they'll move your emotions. So normally public speakers do this a lot, or politicians do this a lot. Before they will tell you something, they'll go and take long-time issues. They'll use it to prepare the ground and get your emotions enthused, get your emotions connected. Then they'll hit you with the word or hit you with the message. Then, bam, you've gotten it. They prepare you with the emotion. They tell you the stories. So let's just say, so I do video. So let me just say that, so for instance, there is this video I did recently about, should women propose to men? So let me give you an example as a presenter. Then I tell the story of a certain community in Guinea-Bissau where women have been proposing to men since time immemorial. So when I share that story as my intro, basically it's uncommon. So it's actually going to make people feel like, oh, whoa, they want to know more. It's going to boost their interest. So these are people like that. They may want you to be interested in what they are saying, or for you to also be interested in what you are bringing forth. So they'll start with a story. Please don't shut them down. just create the space for them. And don't block your inner man not to listen to them. You may miss a very important message. The analytical people are the precise and disciplined. They are also just like the direct people, but they are they just like the thing. They'll analyze the thing. They are more like the lawyers. They'll analyze the thing and then they'll come with the punchlines, bang, 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 like that. The direct people, they are only interested in the results. That's it. They are focused. But analytical people will actually take time to analyze and then they'll come with punchline, bang, bang, bang. But what I'm saying is that all this four, it's just like temperament. It's one person doesn't have just one. Like myself, I have all the four. It depends on the situation and the message and where you find yourself and the people involved. So you can always switch. You can always switch. So if you get to know all this four, you will know which one to use at what time, what the message is and how to respond, which one to use at what time per the person you are talking to, the message and what you are talking about, the environment, the mood, the tone, then you know, okay, yes. So like I said, as a public speaker or you are going to create awareness or something, you are now going, you don't go and stand there, you are doing analysis. But if you are business oriented, you are someone who is going to pitch. Sometimes, depending on what you are going to pitch about, you can start with a story form to get the emotions of the people across, or you can start with an analysis. That's you being analytical. So you start with statistics. So you hear people, oh, in 2008, 346 people. So those that are interested in the figures, you are using the figures to call the people to listen to you. And then the supportive people is when you begin getting like, so if you realize when I began my presentation, I asked, who is a leader? I'm trying to get the supportive people on board because these are the people who have questions and I want them to be part. So you can also start from the engaging people. Sorry about that. Engaging people to find out what it is that they have. Are you okay with that? I hope you are okay.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are we here?
Yeah, we are here. So please, are there any further questions? Christabel, you should be a lecturer.
I've been told that. I know, right? Maybe I'll do my I'll consider that in the next future. I'll consider that. Let's see what the will of God has for our lives. How many of you agree with him? Anyway, that's just by the way. Where are the people? Eugenia, can we hear from you? Eugenia. Okay, do we have Anson? Is it Anson? Anson or I can hear anyone.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, what do you have to share?
I love your presentation. Even though I joined late, I was able to grab a lot from what you said.
Oh,
it's a very nice presentation. And also, I want to ask a question.
Please ask a question.
I want to know if, let's say, you're a leader and your team members are feeling reluctant. You've made every effort. They are feeling reluctant. How would you go about this?
They are feeling reluctant in terms of what?
Like doing the work or something. Maybe you've delegated to them and like they want to do, their feedback is not really strong. So I want to know how you go about it to get the work done.
Okay, thank you very much. And so you had a question and you were hiding. So, as a leader, it's very good for us to be communicating. That's why I want everybody to speak. So now, with this presentation, I'm sure you've gathered a lot about how to go about the effective communication. So probably you may now have to go back to weigh your effective communication style, per what I have also shared, and then other research you can do to first of all find out and judge by yourself whether you've been an effective communicator as a leader or you were just a communicator. If you were not effective, you know where the loopholes are, you fill in the gaps. But if you are and your people are still not, then you need that, you just have to add more. You just have to be more patient, more tolerating, and then you put in more work. That is you become more persuasive, be more positive, be more motivating, and keep delegating. Don't give up on them. You motivate people to believe in themselves and let them understand that, see, I'm delegating this work or this assignment because I believe in you and I know you can do it. So prove to me that yes, you can. I've always believed in you. This whole thing is not just about me, it's about our growth. And so I want you to do it. I know you may be thinking you are inadequate, or you may be thinking you don't have it, but you can. If I should be a leader speaking these things to you right now, wouldn't you be motivated? You will. So it's about how we go about it and how we speak to them. So that is why empathy is very necessary. Empathy is supposed to show in all your speaking. The way I just said it. I said the person is in front of me. Abner, I know you are fantastic. And that is why I've delegated this to you. As a group, our development is not only me. I'm the leader doesn't mean that I'm everything. We are all into this. You are good. Then you you highlight the person's strengths and tell them this is why you think they are fantastic. And so they should do it. And if they come across any challenge, you are there to support. The thing is, sometimes when they come across challenges, the way you may respond to them will never even make them come back again. They may be afraid to come to you because probably the way you've been handling their failures and always so you everything. I have to tell you everything. You are so bad for 1 year. You've not gotten it. Remember that the pace of learning and understanding and grabbing things are different for everyone. You may be a fast one. Somebody may be slow as snail. But remember the turtle and the snail can always cross. So don't give up on people, but encourage them that even if they fail, they should try. And when they bring it, make the corrections with them, not for them, with them. So go through the process with them again and start. Have the patience and say, okay, this one, you omitted this. So the next thing, what do you think we can do? If the person say, so bring your mind, then you tell them, bring your mind. What do you also think we can do about this? Why do you think this one failed? They'll share their mind, say yes. Then you also share your mind and say, so now how do we make the two work? Then go and add mine and add yours and make it work. Bring it back again. That's how we do it. But if they bring it and you're always complaining, they will never come. So it's all about motivation, believing in them, making sure that they are there, they can do it, and trust me, they will. There was this one thing I didn't share with you guys, and I think I have to share it before I go because my mind keeps bringing. There is another form of listening or hearing from your audience, your group. It's not everybody who is loud, who talks with a mouth. There are introverts in your groups, and they may not be interested in speaking at meetings. There is something we call the silenced meeting. Everybody write it down, the silenced meeting. This silenced meeting is a form of inclusion. It's a form where you include everybody. So inclusive communication, we practice the silence meeting. What do? When you're going to have a meeting like 1 hour, you divide the time into two. And you spend 30 minutes for silence meeting and 30 minutes for outspoken meetings. Where the first 30 minutes, give everybody a sheet of paper and tell everybody knows the agenda of the meeting. Say the agenda of the meeting. I believe you do that before even the meeting. So since everybody knows what you're about to talk about, you give everybody a sheet of paper and ask them to write what they think about the agenda for today. Both those who can speak loud and those who cannot. When the time is up and everything, like the time is up, you take the sheets and then you appreciate it. How do you appreciate it? By now you open up for open meeting. That is where you engage, and then you engage the papers as well. Take the papers one after the other. And whilst you are discussing, the people who can talk will be talking. Those that will be quiet will be quiet. If you don't do this, you will have meetings and people will leave. They will come all the time. They have their notebook, like my beautiful diary here, with their pen. They'll just come and sit down. Are you together? Blah, blah, blah. People make noise. Yeah, sir. Then they'll move. People will keep quiet. They're always in the corner. Kwejo, are you with us? Yes, sir. Meeting close. Next week come. Kwejo, are you with us? Yes, sir. Kwejo is unable to speak in public. You shouldn't make Kwejo feel inferior. You shouldn't make Kwejo feel unheard. You should give Kwejo a piece of paper or a sheet of paper. And everybody, don't do it to only Kwejo, because it will sound as an insult. Make those who can speak also appreciate that there are people who are not good in speaking in public. You can also encourage that, but don't force it. There are people who are natural like that, but get their views and ideas also on board. And you would have the most beautiful meeting, most collaborative meeting, and achieve a collaborative end, instead of making it, oh, these people. So that's the last thing I forgot to share with you guys. So that'll be your takeaway. You should have that. You pay me for that though. Is there any other thing?
That's impressive.
Welcome.
Yeah, please, do we have any further questions? Okay. Yeah, so
Florence, can I hear from you? Florence, what do you think about the meeting? Florence, if I've not heard from you, I'm not leaving. Have I communicated? I mean, this is a communication webinar. We cannot be keeping quiet. And everybody turn your videos. Now I want to see people's beautiful faces. I'm not the only person here. I can't just be the only person here. I don't see us here. Florence.
Yes, hello, madam.
Hi, Florence. I'm not Madam Christabel.
Oh, okay. Good evening.
Hey, can I see your face?
Sorry, I joined late, so but I'll watch the video later on. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Where did you join? Where did you join from?
University of Education, Ejimako campus, to be precise.
No, okay, thank you. But then, I mean, which part did you hear me speak on?
Oh, okay. I think this last slide, just now.
Which one? Hey, Florence.
I came in on the fourth slide and then I left again. So I just came in again.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Ernest may share the recordings with you. Ernest, is it under recording?
yes, please, it is. I would share it.
I think you share with you. By the way, thank you, Florence, for joining all the way from University of Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Yao, can we hear from you? Yao Daku. Did I communicate?
Yeah.
Hello, Yao.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
So tell me
Can you hear
about
me?
what do you have to share? What's your question? What do you also have to share? I know you have a lot of, also a leader.
You've answered my question. I was actually going to ask, and I think Diana also asked that same question in the chat box, that can someone have all the four
unique style of communication?
Yes. Because when you mentioned the first one, I was like, that looks like me. And then you said the next one, and I was like, that looks like me. And then you came up with the emotional part. And then you went to the somebody who starts something with a preamble. And I'm always starting something with a preamble. I can give you a very long preamble. And so then it means that like I'm almost everything. So, well, I guess I'm all the four in a way.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Like I said,
the only thing is that I didn't know the names, but I think I'm all four. Yeah.
The names.
I mean, I'm trying to say that even though when you explained all the four, I realized that I'm all four.
Okay, you identified yourself in there.
Self as yes, as being off. Yes, please.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so like I said, you can identify yourself in all the four, depending on the situation, the circumstance, and even the communication, like what is happening. There are times where probably because the surrounding, the environment, the whole mood, the whole message, or it's sad. So automatically you cannot go there and be direct. You understand? Let's say you're a leader and then one of your workers have lost their family or something, or there's a sad tragedy or something, and being a direct person, you wouldn't want to go there and then go like, hey, so yesterday, why didn't you bring the email? Why didn't you send the email to me? Why didn't you bring what I asked you to bring to me? You are just so what was the end result? You are just, that kind of person. No, at that moment you will switch automatically to the supportive, where your emotions are going to connect. So your words that'll be coming out of your mouth as a leader at that moment will just be like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss at the moment. I hope you are communicating. The fact that you're bringing the condolence out, you are communicating to the person. You are emotionally being supportive. You are being empathetic at that moment. You are not being sympathetic. You are understanding the person's situation, and so you are not even going to ask of email at that moment. You are just letting it slide, and then afterwards, when you want to ask of email, there's a way to ask of the email so that the person wouldn't feel like you are insensitive towards what is happening to them. So you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry about your loss and what's happening to your family. I pray that you all have strength from God. Okay, so we will talk maybe next week. Next week, please do get back to me next week Monday so that we can finalize on the project. So if next week Monday comes and comes and you want to talk about that, you don't go like direct. Oh yeah, how was your weekend? I hope you are strong today. You are okay. Just get to connect with the people. Don't just make it all business. And then when they respond, you go like, I know the weekend was super tight for you, weren't able. Is there anything for me that can surprise you and say, okay, yes, sir, I was able to do this. Oh, that was super good of you. Thank you for, even though you find yourself in a situation, you still make sure that you did what was expected of you. I really appreciate this, and I pray that we grow together. I mean, how would you feel if I am a leader and you happen to do this and I'm talking to you like this? You'll feel like, oh, this leader is so empathetic. Oh, I'm not the come on. But you go like, and we are meeting the deadline. Why are you going to? Why are you going to? Why are you going to? Why are you running to? So that's it. Thank you so much, y'all. So we want to hear from Raymond also before we go. Raymond, are you here? Raymond. Oh, Dinah raised her hand. Dinah, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Hi, sorry, I was muted. It was a good presentation.
Okay.
I enjoyed every bit of it, and the energy was superb.
Oh,
We've learned a lot, and thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you actually have other things also to share? Maybe somebody can take a nugget from you.
I think you said it all. Effective communication really is a game changer.
Thank you so much.
As you can see, I have a very bad background, so I have to mute myself so that I don't disrupt the conversation.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you even making an effort to speak to us. We know you are here with us, and it's not just your name that is showing, and that is the most important thing. Feedback is important when we communicate. That's why I'm doing this. So people, I have my very, very dear person to my heart. Oh, I don't know if she can hear me. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Iraq. Oh my goodness. Osna, are you here? If you can hear me. Yeah, please tell us something. Want to hear your voice. Oh,
hello, Christabel. I'm so glad to see you, and I'm so sorry because of the time conflict. I just totally forgot that it was today, so I just missed your presentation. But I'm glad that I made it, that I can see you.
Thank you so much, Osna. So I'm sure Ernest to make the videos available, and then I will share with you so you can learn some one or two things. Thank you also for making time. I love
Thank
you so
you.
much. So who do we have? Who hasn't spoken yet? People have spoken from Iraq, and then Ghanaians don't want to speak. Hey, Sana Motie. Miriam, I've not heard from you.
Christabel.
Yeah, Dinah, speak to me.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Dinah.
You have really communicated effectively.
Thank
and
you.
I really, really enjoyed. And yes, I agree with Ernest. You should be a lecturer. You should. You should. I really, really enjoyed your presentation. Everything was so clear, very understandable. You used simple English. I wasn't judging the presentation though, but just as you were saying it, I was just looking at it to see whether you are doing the things you say we should do. And perfect. It was perfect. I really enjoyed. Your energy and the vibe is unmatched. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. And I would really love to link up with you somehow.
Oh, no problem at all. So
Okay.
I didn't share my social media handles on my slide, but you can link up with me. Anyone who wants to link up with me, I'm on LinkedIn, and it's just my name, Christabel Odonkor. You see a certain lady there holding a mic in an African print.
All right. Thank you very much.
And on Facebook as well, Christabel Odonkor, and on Instagram, Christabel Odonkor or something like that. But you'll find me, and then you can also go on Facebook, Christabel Odonkor Official. That's where you find most of my speaking engagement activities as well there. So thank you so much, Dinah. I appreciate. And yeah, as for the lecturer thing, may consider why.
Please consider.
Thank you. So who do we have? Ernest, do we have someone more, or you want us to go? Who hasn't spoken yet?
I think everyone has.
Oh, yes. That's nice. So we've communicated.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to you, Ernest.
Okay. So Christabel, thank you once again. It was an amazing presentation, and you did so well. You've taught us a lot, and we want to say we are very grateful, and it was an honor to have you. And we are hoping for more future engagements. And also to all the participants, I'm very grateful for your time and also for your ability to make this session interactive and by sharing your perspectives as well. So I would make available the recorded video so that if you want to go back and refer, you can kindly do that. So I want to end by saying that communication is very key in all spheres of our life, and it's very important that we take what we've learned very serious and apply them, because when you don't apply knowledge, it's more of like a waste. And so on that note, I'd like to say a very good evening to you all, and please do enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Okay, so Ernest, are we taking a picture? Can we take a picture, a group picture?
Yeah, that's
Ernest,
fine.
that's all now, okay?
Okay.
So can we show our faces or something? And I think Dinah has her hand raised. Dinah, do you have something to share?
I raised it and then spoke, so I think it's now appearing.
Pardon?
I think it's now appearing because I raised it long before I spoke.
Oh, okay. Miriam too has her hand raised up. I don't know. Okay. Miriam, do you have...
Hello, Christabel.
Hello, Miriam.
Yeah, I also went to do something. I just go back. I wanted to add this real quick. I think positivity is a very big vibe. Anywhere you channel positivity, it affects people and they give their best. So I felt your presentation. I loved it. And I mean, you put something that's not tangible in me. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much too for that great feedback. Now I know I've communicated. Oh, thank you all. That's super amazing, and the communication will be more effective when we put them all into action. So none of you should hesitate to reach out to me via the various means that I said. Social media, you'll find me there, and I'll always be available to be of support. And so we are taking a picture, so please, can we show our faces and give our best smiles? Please forget about where you are. It's okay. Just say hello. And let's watch this picture taken. Ah, it's beautiful people. Ernest, can you see us? Hey, it's Florence. Hey, it's info.
Christabel, I think you have to stop sharing your screen, right? So that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so sorry, I forgot about it. I was so enthused about sharing my screen all the time.
Okay, so
yeah. Osna, you.
Have you taken it?
Where's my beautiful? No, you are the one taking. No, I'm not.
Wait. So then wait, I'm coming.
Oh, we are waiting for you. I think we are 10. Raymond, can you show face? I don't think so.
Even how to take this thing, I don't know how to do it too, Christabel. But wait, let me try this.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, I've done it.
Okay, so no more cheese, right? Thank you all. It's been amazing time with you all.
Thank you too, Christabel.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christabel. Have a good time.
Thank you. Welcome. Oh.